Hi friend, David here from Learn Stage Lighting, and it's a new month. It's August. Maybe it's hot where you are. I know it's hot where I am here in Nashville, Tennessee. And we want to dive in this month and talk all about programming. Now, first and foremost, the number one thing I see when I start to talk about programming is most people have one of two reactions, okay? Either you dive in like I did as a teenager first getting into lighting and go, oh man, I'm going to read the manual. I'm going to find out everything I can and really learn, everything possible about programming. Okay? That's not always good, but I appreciate the enthusiasm. And then the other reaction that I often hear, and maybe you're feeling this right now, is dread. Like, okay, David, I can make the lights turn on. I can make them generally do what I want. Why focus on programming if I already know how to do it? Well, I want to counter both of those with a little bit of an argument, okay? I think when it comes to programming, it's one of the best places where you can turn yourself into a better lighting person. And it doesn't matter if you're just a hobbyist, if you're just somebody who does it on the side and you're not trying to do it professionally. Or maybe you are trying to do it professionally, but you feel like you're already a good enough programmer for your clients and the type of work you do, okay? I would argue that just like how I myself was in a console that I was less familiar with the other week, just programming and learning the new features there, I would argue there's never a better time to learn more about programming your lighting. If you think about it, when you sit down to make a show happen with lighting, and I know I do this a lot, you're sitting there and maybe somebody's calling out commands to you, or you're sitting there programming away, bringing up lights, making them do different things. Do you ever run against the wall? Do you ever hit the point in your programming where you run out of time or you get frustrated with how fast you're able to move versus how fast you can think of things? If you answered yes to that, then it's worth spending time focusing on your programming. And even if you didn't say yes to either one of those, it's worth spending time getting to know your console or your software platform better and getting better at programming, because it's going to do a couple things for you. The first thing it's going to do is it's going to make you a more confident programmer. You're going to be quicker to go ahead, select your lights, be able to work with them very quickly, and be able to smoothly and distinctly make the changes on stage that you desire and do it in the best way possible. Okay? Number two, it's going to help you simply work faster and do more complex things than you've ever been able to do before. I don't know about you, but just as a little demonstration, as a thought process with that, I many times in my career have gotten stuck on shows, and I get stuck in little programming ruts where I don't really envision things that I know the lighting can do and try to put them in my shows, if that makes sense. Meaning I get stuck because I'm used to when I started programming, and I think about older consoles that we used to use that were common, and I think about, okay, using those, I have these limitations, and I just don't go past those, even though more modern consoles can do things that I'm not taking advantage of, okay? So step out of that rut. Just like me, you can hop out of that, and as you learn to program better and you get to know your console of choice better and become quicker with it, you're going to find capabilities in your lighting, because ultimately you're going to find capabilities in those lighting that you didn't know was possible that make your shows better and easier to program, okay? There's always going to be stuff, ways that you can manipulate the light and work with it that's new and different and create something that you may never have thought of using just because you didn't know how to do it in the console or you didn't know how it was capable, okay? And so that's what we're doing this month. We're talking all about programming. I got some great videos planned. We're going to talk about Onyx. We're going to talk about Lightkey. We're going to talk about LightShark. We're going to talk about DMX's and Entech's EMU software, which are very similar. We're going to talk about all of those. So it's not just for the professional level. It's not just for the beginner level. no matter where you are, I want to show you some of the top tips that I use to program quickly, to make things that you never thought were possible, and to be able to make lighting even less stressful for you so that when you're on a show, you don't feel down to the wire and stressed. You feel like, okay, I got this. I know how to program. I know how to make this great. Let's go. So with that, guys, be sure you're subscribed here to check out the rest of these videos as they come out. Or if you're here later, check out the whole playlist. We'll be sure to have it below. This video will be in the playlist. You can find it on our channel, Learn Stage Lighting, all those places. And with that, guys, stay tuned because next week we're going to talk about programming shortcuts and secrets in Onyx that I love to use to save ourselves time. And if you don't use Onyx, you use one of the other consoles we cover, keep going. Watch all the videos because I think they're helpful. I think they can stretch your mind to see what additional things you can do, but then pay attention to your platform of choice if it's one of the consoles that I cover here because you don't want to miss out. Awesome. Thanks so much, and we'll see you guys in our next video. See ya.